until about 3:05? There we go. You guys are back on. Colleagues, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this online session with Coach Jules and JC Pretorius. Guys are in Dublin, preparing for their quarterfinal encounter against Leinster on Saturday. We'll take questions up until what, 3:05 or 2:05 in that case.
That's all shockers. Thanks,
Yeah,
Sammy.
cool. Just a note, if selected, JC will be playing his 50th international game for the Lions. Guys have just come from a field session, so yeah. JC, how was the session this afternoon?
Very good. We had the privilege to get a few extra days in last week regarding training wise and detail. So yeah, we're off to a good start.
Fantastic. All right. I see the hands are up. We've got Manus, Brendan, and then Leighton. Manus, you've got the first question.
Hallo almal, ons meneer Redlinghuis, ek sal hom net daar sien begin. Nee, rustig dankie. Rustig dankie. Sê my dalk net eerstens is daar's nou al nie so Renko en Frank Horren, is hulle alright of is dit nog ons in die weegskaal in?
Wel, dit gaan so goed as wat dit kan gaan op die oomblik, hoor. So hulle is nog nie in heeltemal of uit heeltemal nie, maar hulle het geoefen soveel hulle kan. So ons is nog, ons het nog nie heeltemal kon 'n team announce nie, maar hulle doen so goed as hulle kan, so dit lyk positief op die oomblik. Maar die manne wat moet intree vir hulle, sou hulle moes, is ook, is ook besig om goed voor te berei. Ja, so ons hou maar nog duim vas aan eisters van ons kom deur.
En daar's net iets anders wat ek bedoel oor wonder en ons het die laaste, daar's 'n game met daar's Erik, daar's 'n wing van julle, daar's nie gejoin, is hy fiks of is hy daar's onfiks of...
Ja, Erik is terug op toer nou weer, en hy is weer fiks en hy is reg om te jol, so hy is selectable vir die naweek. Erik Kronie neem ek aan die
Yes.
Ja.
Daai net rarig.
Ja, hy is reg.
Ons rarig net laastens, ek bedoel daar's 'n hele reg vir Leinster, alhoewel hulle nie gewen het hierdie naweek nie, ons almal weer daar's Leinster is daar so wille honde.
Ja, Leinster ongelooflike goeie span, hè, en ek dink ons het teen hulle gespeel 2 weke terug, so ons het daai druk gevoel. Hulle mag dalk nog 'n beter span speel as hulle gespeel het teen ons, so ons is onder geen illusies oor wat dit gaan vat die naweek nie. Maar ons het ook gesien hoe Bordeaux teen hulle gespeel het. Ons het goed gekyk na hoe al die ander spanne wat hulle al gewen het in knockout rounds hulle gewen het. En ons het ons plan beraam binne ons DNA en ons hoop dit gaan die regte plan wees en ons hoop hierdie wille honde van ons gaan die job vir ons kan doen die naweek en ons vol vertroue dat indien ons beste weergawe van onsself van wees die naweek, gaan ons onsself 'n kans gee teen 'n bitter goeie span. Is knockout rugby en die bal is hier rond hier en ons hoop ons gaan die mees desperate ouens op die veld hê.
Thanks, Manus. Brendan?
How's it, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm clear.
Great, glad you guys are well. I think my beer is a bit cheaper than yours over there on that side of the world. But Julian, maybe just with you, you guys felt what it was like playing Leinster. They're obviously going to be very disappointed when want to backlash and want to prove themselves. That pressure, what's the key to beating Leinster? Because the one thing that Bordeaux did extremely well is they didn't let them get on top. They didn't let them get that momentum, but they almost dominated them physically for most of that game as well. Is that almost the type of message that you guys are giving to yourself? And is it something, because you guys like to spread the ball, is it something that you guys would focus on, or would you more look at your DNA and trying to beat them on out wide, should I say?
Yeah, without like trying not to give away any tactics or anything, like you rightfully said now, the contact situation is really vital against any team. Any rugby game, the team that goes forward when contact takes place, they have a better chance, whether it's attack, defense, set piece. And that's what we see with the Springboks, is it's not the most, even with Bordeaux, they didn't come with a lot of fancy line-up plays. They didn't come with fancy stuff. They were doing the small things right, and that will allow you opportunities. And they were just exceptional in taking opportunities. So yeah, can't give away too much tactics, but yeah, we know what we want to achieve this weekend, and we believe if we get that right, that'll give us a good chance.
And then just quickly, also we had a thing with Tupper a bit earlier today, and the one thing he did speak about, he did agree that there's a tendency for teams to challenge the refs a lot more. And as from what I've heard, it's very much teams of a certain nation that you guys are sitting in. They tend to talk to the referees a lot more than other nations. It's obviously something that's come up quite a bit. So I just want to know how you guys counter that, and how do you? You also spoke last week when we had that fun session about the little tricks. That was you or Vessel that said that about the little tricks next to the field.
Yeah, well, they are experienced. So I think we had a look at their group. I think they have 1,060 test international caps. So when they approach the ref, they feel they can approach the ref, and they feel they can make comments regarding any calls. So yeah, we can't really control that. So the only thing that we can control is letting our captain speak to the ref at the right times when it's needed to intervene and ask the right questions. And if there is a situation that we need to have looked at, or we feel we want them to look at, we would like them to give just as much time to our players as what they give to these players that you mentioned. So, yeah, I think it's outside of our control how much they talk to the ref and how much the refs listen to them. We would just, from our side, like that reciprocated to us as well. So whatever treatment they receive, we would also like to receive that treatment.
Thanks, guys. Good luck for the game. I'll give somebody else a chance.
Thank you, Brendan. Leighton?
Thank you, Nyaniso. Hope you guys can hear me there. Hi, Julian.
Yeah.
Hi, Jason. Perfect. Julian, let me start with you, please. Speaking about that Bordeaux game and then your previous game against Leinster during the league phase, there were a couple of similarities in terms of how you defended against Leinster and how you kept them from running away with it. But the crucial thing picked up in that Bordeaux game is Bordeaux scored their points, and you guys had some entries, but you couldn't convert in that first game. Was that sort of a big focus point last 2 weeks in building up for this game?
Listen, I like your guys' analysis of the game. You guys got it spot on. No, so yeah, 100% right. So after the Leinster game, obviously, which is only 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of talk about us because you won't get a million opportunities against quality teams. So finishing the opportunities that you do create is really important. Like you rightfully said, and that's what we said earlier, is Bordeaux actually managed to get opportunities and then to use those opportunities. And they ended up scoring, I think it was 41 points. Whereas we could only score 7 points in our last outing against them. So yeah, big focus point for us is when we do manage to create opportunities, which we can do, and which we did 2 weeks ago, is just executing that and converting those opportunities into points.
JC, for you, where do you feel you are at the moment? I mean, lengthy layoff, and you saw a couple of good sixes coming through at the Lions, but you're still fighting for your spot and that 50th cap, if I'm not mistaken. Where do you see your game at the moment?
Yeah, for me, I mean, Siba's playing really good rugby. Yeah, I could say in a pod as a mentor to guide him where he wants to be, and he's a really good player. And yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to make my 50th cap this weekend. Coming from the sevens, I never thought I would have come to this day, and it actually arrived very quickly. And yeah, it's just an honor.
50 caps, 150 caps.
Yeah, that's the last question from my side. Just in terms of that turnovers discipline at that area, was that a big focus point? And also just to stop Leinster and their dark arts, like Brendan referred to earlier, around that.
Yeah, if you go look at the Leinster Bordeaux game, I think Bordeaux made 250 tackles, I'm not sure how many positive tackles it was. I mean, that's how you put teams under pressure that really likes to play quick rugby. So yeah, it's by making the right choices at the right time and not going into a bad trap of getting stuck in the breakdown when the defense line needs you. So
Dankie julle, mooi loop.
Thanks, Leighton.
Thanks, partner.
Marnus, let me just go with Ross quickly and then I'll come back to you. Ross, you can go.
How's it, guys?
Hello, Ross.
JC, just firstly for you, just to build on what Leighton was asking there, you know, frustrating season with you being so long out. How's your body feeling now after a good couple of games, you know, coming in off the bench? Do you feel like you're firing on all cylinders, or are you still just trying to get back to that peak?
nah, honestly, yeah, it's actually a weird feeling with the injury, the second injury. It almost felt like a blessing for me because I learned a lot about myself, about life, and I want to play the game and get involved into the game. But yeah, at this stage, my body is firing at all cylinders. Yeah, whether I play 1 minute or 80 minutes, yeah, I just definitely want to give my all to the team.
And JC, how's the feeling in the team, you know, going into this match? You know, obviously you guys had a fantastic 6-game winning run before those 2 losses, you know, in Ireland. But are the guys feeling very confident despite that, especially considering you guys have now been in Ireland for a while and you know exactly what you're going to get?
Yeah, it's a good question. If you look at the past 2 games, especially if you look at Leinster and Munster, Coach Jules spoke about it. Yeah, after the game, it's a weird feeling, knowing that we could have done better. If you look at the game closely, he said converting opportunities into points. Yeah, it's just for that last few minutes against Leinster that obviously they scored a few tries. But throughout the game, it was very close, and yeah.
And Julian, from the
sorry,
yeah, so go for it.
Sorry, on the thing, that's a good thing about quite a longish tour. You get to spend a lot of time with your teammates and get to learn each other. So
good for the boys.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Julian, then from the coach's perspective, you know, how different has this last 2 weeks of build-up for this Leinster game been compared to, you know, that the one in the pool stage when you guys, you know, had to fly over earlier? Now that you've been in Ireland for this extended period, do you feel that the guys look a lot sharper, feel a lot better, and, you know, you're heading into this game with a lot more confidence and momentum than that first pool match?
Yeah, well, we had to make the decision to, are we going to fly back to South Africa, prep there, and then fly in for this game? Or whether we're going to stay in Ireland? Yeah, obviously we chose the latter. And I think it definitely gives us the best chance to be fresh, to be sharp. So I think that's why the group decided that. And if I look at the training sessions now, we are sharper. I think the biggest difference, Ross, will be the fact that we've experienced that now for 2 weeks. We had a week to freshen up, gave the guys off a couple of days, and prepped well, like JC mentioned, Thursday, Friday last week. And then, yeah, the last 2 days have been, I would say that it's been sharper, just not having the travel than it was that first week after the travel. But yeah, the proof is always in the pudding. So we're giving ourselves the best chance. And hopefully on the day, we'll see that then converting into us giving ourselves a good opportunity.
Thanks very much, guys, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Ross.
Thanks, Ross. Marnus and then Percy.
Ag is alweer ek man, ons het JC dalk net daar so wen nie net ietsie oor jou 50ste game sê. Ek bedoel dit moet nogal huge wees. Ek bedoel 4 jaar gelede net voordat jy by die Leeu's ingeval het. Ons het ek 'n onderhoud met dit ASO gedoen en net 'n wonderlike loopbaan by die Sewes gehad en net daar so baie goed oorgeskakel om daar op 15. So hierdie moet nogal iets daar so huge wees om vir jou JC.
Ja, ek meen is baie spesiaal. Ek dink vir enige ou of om net 'n internasionale cap te kry. Om die 50ste speel vir jou Unie is obviously trots. 50 games vir daai badge gespeel op jou bors en 50 games gespeel saam met jou vriende. Dit is baie spesiaal vir my. Nooit gedog ek sal in die posisie wees nie. Ja, en ek kon ook nie half gevra het vir 'n beter plek en tyd om my 50ste te maak nie. So, ja.
Nou, ek dink ek sal ook graag iets wil sê die 50ste. Ek dink om ouens soos Jace te hê, wat hulle 50ste wat speel, wat 'n moerse spanne is. Ek mag seker nie moerse sê nie, maar wat regtig 'n groot spanne is, wat regtig die span eerste sit en wat flip en hard werk op die veld. Wat eintlik staan vir wat die Leeu's voor wil staan. Dis nice vir ons om sulke ouens te kry wat mylpale behaal en dan in 'n great camp soos die naweek. Ja, gewoonlik is dit ook lekker vir die span. As ons kry 'n lekker energie rondom dit. Die ouens wil dit ook vir Jay special maak. Maar ja, om uitsters soos hulle te sien wat mylpale behaal, ja, is vir ons almal 'n groot voorreg. En hy dink hy het gedink hy gaan nie by ek het geweet hy gaan by 50 uit.
Well said, Jules. All right, Percy, you're up next, and then we'll close it off with Carl if there's no one else. So Percy and then Carl, and then we'll wrap it up.
Percy?
So thank you so much for the opportunity. Goedemiddag meneer, good afternoon gentlemen, good afternoon colleagues. Coach Julian, can I start with you? Sorry, ek praat alweer Russies met julle. Julian, kan ek jou vra? Kan ek jou vanaf jou vra, voor ek my aanvanklike vraag vra, het julle enige beserings waaroor julle bekommer is of spelers wat nie moontlik beskikbaar is nie?
Wel, ons het na die laaste game teen Munster was 'n ou soos Q en 'n ou soos Henko, 'n ou soos Franke was almal questionable geweest vir hierdie wedstryd. Alweer ons teruggestuur het wat nie kon speel nie of wat glad nie nog in die contention is vir die naweek nie, is obviously Morne van der Berg en Krappie wat julle sou gehoor het, hy's laasweek geopereer. So ja, die res van die ouens is soos dit nou lyk, gaan hulle beskikbaar wees vir die naweek. Is nog nie heeltemal confirm nie, want die ouens is nog nie 100% saam geoefen en alles kon doen nie, maar dit lyk of hulle in staat gaan wees om die naweek by die game uit te kom.
Coach Julian, kan ek jou vra, my kollegas vra nou heelwat vir jou oor hierdie afgelope naweek se wedstryd. Natuurlik hy eindstryd tussen Leinster en die Franse span meneer. En ek weet julle wil natuurlik op julle self fokus. Ek wil die slegste klise ooit gebruik en verskoon my daarvoor meneer. Gekweste Lions span is natuurlik 'n gevaarlike span, maar dan herinner ek myself ook 'n gekweste Leinster span op hulle tuisveld gaan ook nie 'n maklike span wees nie.
Dus ek dink jy is 100% reg, en dit is wat dit is vir hulle 'n vreemde geval, nê, as hulle het 'n championship final en dan die naweek na dit speel hulle quarterfinal van 'n ander kompetisie. En ons het laas jaar gesien toe hulle uitgeval het hulle teruggekom en verskriklik goed gedoen. En die kompetisie eintlik gemaklik verder gewen. So ons is nie seker wat om te verwag die naweek nie. Ek dink vir ons om te verwag dat hulle gaan gekwes wees en honger wees, is die regte verwagting, want dit gaan ons die beste kans gee om te verwag dat hulle gaan goed wees op die dag. En nie staat te maak op hulle wat gaan nog steeds teleurgesteld wees oor die naweek nie. Ek dink hulle is ook almal ervare genoeg om te weet. Ek dink hulle mindset gaan wees, hulle het nou een kompetisie om te fokus. So ek dink hulle gaan so hard as moontlik kom vir die kompetisie wat hulle nog in is. En ons moet voorberei vir dit. Ek dink dit.
Jessie, kan jy net klaarmaak, Jessie? Baie dankie coach. Jessie, kan ek net klaarmaak? Eerstens baie geluk met jou moontlike mylpaal hierdie naweek meneer. Kan ek vir jou net vra? Die argument kan wees dat julle moet in 'n goed uitgeruste span wees hierdie keer meneer. Julle het in die vorige keer in die rondom Italië Liga wedstryd gespeel. Hierdie keer klink dit vir my asof julle redelik goed uitgerus is, geakklimatiseer is. Kan ons 'n beter vertoning hierdie keer verwag van die Lions span daar in Dublin?
Ja, dankie vir die vraag. Ek moet sê, die paar dae af wat ons gekry het, hierdie manne mooi na hulle liggaam gekyk, en kwaliteit tyd saam mekaar gespandeer. Ek dink dis al wat 'n mens nader bring. En ja, veral na die Master game het ons nader aan mekaar gekom en klein goedjies gewerk wat ons die moontlikheid kan gee om ons geleenthede in punte te verander. Ja. Maar seker
Dankie so
soos
much,
ja,
manne,
ons
alles sterkte.
sorry, ons oefen baie goed. Die manne gels lekker saam, so ja.
Great stuff. Thanks, Percy. Mr. Fabian.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Thanks, Percy. Mr. Fabian, take us home.
Jeepers, lanklaas het iemand vir my mister genoem en dankie nie aan die se.
Dit is wel belangrik.
Coach, miskien vir jou, maar JC vir jou ook dalk. Hulle sê eindstryd rugby of uitspeel rugby is 'n baie meer konservatiewe game as wat gewone rugby is of gewone wedstryde is in die URC. Voel jy so of dink jy dit het baie verander? Want nou sien deesdae veral ons is nou laas naweek se eindstryde van die EPCR gekyk het, was dit nog steeds 'n high scoring game. So wat verwag julle en waarvoor wens julle?
Dit is 'n baie goeie vraag. Ons gooi hom vir Jace eerste.
Ek dink op die dag gaan dit oor die span wat druk die meeste kan hanteer en half afforceer op die span wat hulle teen speel.
Ja, en ek stem saam met Jace. Ek dink natuurlik as mens kyk na enige World Cup finals en knockout rugby, jy gaan gewoonlik kom dit gepaard met meer skoppe, meer in die regte areas van die veld speel. En dis ek dink hoekom die gevoel is dis bietjie meer konservatief. Ek dink vir ons is om van die regte posisies af te speel wat die area van die veld bepaal en dan ook wat bepaal wat se tipe possession het. So jy weet wat se defense Leinster mee goed is en wat hulle hulle is baie goed en nog steeds goed met klomp van hulle defenses en ons voel waar ons kan en dis wat ons moet probeer uitoorlê is om net op die regte plekke te speel, op die regte tyd te speel. So dis waar ek dink die konservatiewe kant kom in. En vir ons gaan dit moet wees om 'n balans te hê tussen wat ons gesê het, ons DNA bly ons DNA, maar om ons DNA op 'n manier toe te pas wat jou oppositie ver. So dis ons doelwit vir die naweek.
En julle besef nou as julle baie breë teen Leinster sou druk of gaan druk, dat julle plek vir Jacques Nina maar op die vliegtuig moet maak, want dan gaan die Here hom beslis terugstuur.
Ja, kyk, alles is mos sy skuld, né? Dit is eintlik verskriklik om te sien hoe die mense hom wat ons almal weet wat se afrigter is en wat se waarde hy toevoeg, maar dit voel dat die mense hierdie kant nie daai waarde waardeer nie, né? Ek dink binne die span sal hulle, maar ek dink dit lyk nie vir ons of die Ure het waardeer as jy net al die goed sien hoe hulle hom onder die bus gooi vir als blykbaar is mag hy ook nie asemhaal in die coaches box. So daar's klomp lelike goed oor hom, maar ja, ons het al saam met hom gewerk, ons weet wat hy kan doen, so en wie hy is. So ons het geen twyfel oor wat se kwaliteit hy het vir hulle nie, maar dit voel nie of die Ure hom baie waardeer op die oomblik nie.
Baie dankie, sterkte en bekom met 'n wen.
Baie dankie julle almal, waardeer julle. Goed gaan.
Colleagues, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Jules, JC,
Dankie,
all the best,
sir.
guys, and we'll be holding thumbs. All the best.
Waardeer julle.
Dankie julle.
Manne.
Cheers,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Cheers, guys.